Hey guys, how's it going? Today I'm going to be doing a video about the best bank in Australia. And, first of all, before I tell you which one it is, I'm going to go into a bit of detail about how, the other banks that most people are with. Now, if you live in Australia, you're probably with one of 4 banks, and you probably already know those 4 banks. CommBank, Westpac, NAB, and ANZ. They're the big 4. If you're with any bank in Australia, you're probably with one of those 4. And if you're with one of those 4, you're most likely with CommBank because it's the biggest bank in Australia. But today I'm going to explain why I switched from a CommBank account into a new account with MeBank. And it's because they're much better, guys. They have a much better account. They have lots of, compared to CommBank, they just have so much more going for them. CommBank is really, it's run for profit. So they're doing everything they can to get as much money out of their customers as possible. While with MeBank, MeBank is actually short for Members Equity Bank. So it's run for the bank account holders. So it's run for you. It's not run for the shareholders. So they're allowed, and they don't spend nearly as much money on marketing, so they spend more money giving you good value. So I'm just going to assume, we're going to be doing a little comparison between MeBank and CommBank, because I had a look at CommBank's Smart Access account and CommBank's NetBank Saver account, which is probably the most common account in Australia. So most people probably have those 2 accounts, because most people have an everyday account and a savings account. That's what I'm going to be assuming for this video. So CommBank's account it's great. You can use any of CommBank's ATMs, 4,000 ATMs or something. I just had a look at their website, and their app is really awesome and it's great. And a lot of people are with CommBank because they grew up with it. Because of their Dollarmite system. So, before you even turn 18, you're already kind of being indoctrinated, however you say that word. You've already been indoctrinated into their system. And a lot of people just don't think about their bank account. A lot of people don't, they don't question it. They just use their bank account, and it's not something they ever think of changing. Like, people are always thinking about getting a new phone. Every time a new iPhone comes out, they're considering whether or not they want to purchase that one or wait for the next one. But with a bank account, people just never change. They just stay with the same bank account forever. And it's not good because there are better deals out there. So anyway, CommBank's NetBank Saver and CommBank's NetBank Saver account comes with an introductory rate of 2.55%. Really that's okay. Like, that's not a terrible rate at the moment. At the moment, it's not a terrible rate. In the past, the rates have been much better, but right now interest rates are quite low in Australia, so that's a pretty good rate. But it's only for the first 3 months. After 3 months, it drops down to 1.5% per annum. It's nowhere near as much. And over the long term, it can really add up, guys. Like, it can really add up. 10 years, 20 years, 30 years. It's a lot of money you're missing out on because you don't have a higher interest rate. And especially on that 1.5% interest rate. It's really bad. Like, it's just terrible. So that's CommBank. And I'm not going to go into detail about the interest rates of the other 3 big banks because I think they're about the same as CommBank. Some are a little worse, some might be a bit better. But I'm just going to be using that as the baseline. So now, I used to bank with CommBank. I love their app. As I've said before, it's awesome. But here's why I switched to MeBank. Because they have, quite simply, they have the best interest rate in Australia right now. They have a great rate. It's 3.05%. And it's forever. Well, it's not forever, because it's a variable rate and it changes over time as interest rates go up and down in general. But it's not like only for 3 months and then it drops down to 1.5%. It's just 3.05% for the long term. But there is like one small catch. You only get that 3.05% per annum interest rate if you tap and pay 4 times a month. That means you have to tap and pay once a week. I tap and pay almost every day, so it's not a big deal for me. Maybe you don't, maybe you like to get money out of your ATM more often, so you might not be tapping and paying. That's fine. That's something that you need to consider for yourself. I think most people probably tap and pay once a week already, so that's not a big deal. In terms of fees, if you're a student or if you grew up having a CommBank account with Dolomites or whatever, their school introductory system thing they have, which is has made them a lot of money, you probably get access to CommBank for free. But just having a look at their website now, if you want to sign up for an account out of the blue as just a regular adult, it costs $4 a month. So they're paying you a terrible interest rate, and they're also charging you $4 a month to have that account. The savings account, no fees, but for the regular transaction account that you need to have the savings account, costs $4 per month. Unless you're a student or you grew up with them and you have some sort of loyalty agreement and the fees are waived. So yeah, well, that brings me to the next point of why MiBank is so much better, is there's no fees at all. You can have $10, $20, $20,000, $100,000, $1 million in there, no fees. Also, they have a debit MasterCard. This isn't really a big deal. It doesn't make any difference whatsoever, but I just like debit MasterCards better than Visa cards. I had a Visa card when I was with NAB for a few months, and it was really floppy, and I just didn't like it. And I switched to MiBank, and they have a debit MasterCard, and it's really nice. It sounds just incidental, but it's nice. Oh, and you can choose the color of your card. It's cool. You can have red, blue, yellow, or green. Oh, and before I go on, I just want to say, this is the first video I'm ever going to upload to YouTube, and probably not a lot of people are going to see it. So I don't think you'll think that I'm being paid to say this, but I feel like I should say it anyway. This video is not in any way sponsored by MiBank. I'm just doing this because it's my own personal opinion, and I feel like there's not nearly enough information out there about financial services, in particular for young people. I feel like a lot of the baby boomers know this stuff, but a lot of young people, a lot of millennials, this stuff is out of sight, out of mind. They don't think about it at all. So this is why I'm making this video, because it really adds up. Even it might sound like a small difference between 1.5 and actually that's a pretty big difference, but it might sound like a small difference between 2.55 and 3.05%. But if you look at a compound calculator on Google or something, you can see how much money you're losing by getting that lower interest rate. Just I'll link below to ASIC's compound calculator. It's a really cool calculator from the Australian government's website. You can do it yourself. Lock in maybe $10,000, put in the interest rate of 1.5, sorry, and compare it with the 3.05 of MiBank, and you'll see, damn, it adds up. I haven't even said this yet. MiBank has no fees at ATMs. No fees at all. None. If you're with CommBank, you can use the CommBank ATMs for free, and there's a lot of CommBank ATMs, so you're probably set. But if you're with MiBank, you can use any ATM, and it's free. So yeah, you can use a NAB ATM, you can use an ANZ ATM, you can use a St. George Bank ATM, you can use any ATM, and any fees that are charged, because those fees are charged by the bank. If you use the St. George Bank ATM, St. George charges you $2.50 for the convenience of using their ATM. But you get that $2.50 back when MiBank refunds it a month later. So it's free. It's awesome. I know Macquarie Bank does this as well. There may be others that do it as well. I'm not sure. Have a look. I think credit unions are really good. So just have a look online, search credit unions wherever you live in Australia, and just have a look at the deals they have, because they may or may not be better than MiBank. But in my own research, MiBank is by far the best account at the moment. right now in 2017. And if you're with one of the big four at the moment, I really don't see any reason why you wouldn't switch. The only thing that CommBank really has going for it over MeBank, or any of the other big three, is that they have a great app. The app is really smooth and slick, and it's because they have the money. They're so big, they have the money to put in a lot of research and development into their app. So it's really smooth and it works really well. But honestly, the MeBank app, they do have an app and it's fine, it works. It's not as smooth, it doesn't look as pretty, but it gets the job done. And when it comes to money, like, do you really care if your app looks nice? Like, you'd want more money, right? So that's what I think about that. Anyway, it's going to bring me to the end of the video. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you switch to MeBank, or I hope you have a look at some other credit unions, and I hope you learned something. I hope you enjoyed the video. Oh, also, I just want to do a shout out to four YouTube channels who inspired me to, sort of make my own YouTube videos. And I'll link to one of their videos below. And the first one was The Financial Diet. She has a really cool channel. I really like her videos. Number 2 is Jeremy from the Financial Education channel. He's awesome. Watch his videos like every day. Number 3 is Aussie Wealth Creation. He has a really cool channel as well, and he also, really inspired to just get out here and, start making my own videos. So shout out to him. I'll link them all below in the description. There was one more, but I can't remember what it is right now. Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Peace.